press record. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to the webinar. Just going to, okay, so I can see some of you here already. Erin is on here. Hi Erin, I've just made you a participant. Oh, hello. I might have to close your screen because if making you a participant actually shows you. Okay, I put you back to attendee. So this is for everyone, this is the first time I've used a new webinar software, which is why we had an inevitable issue there. So thank you all for coming. I just want to know, first of all, can you all hear me? So if you can just type in the questions section, if you can just write, yes, you can hear me. Yep, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Tara and Erin. So great, you can all hear me. Brilliant, yes, loud and clear. Thank you, Linda. So fantastic, thank you for coming. This is the LinkedIn webinar. So I just wanted to say hello to you first before I share my screen on this beautiful summer day. It seems a shame to be indoors, but so I am, without further ado, I am just going to share my screen, which is the first time I have done it. A bit of practice, and of course, it worked in the practice. Here we go. Share screen. Hopefully, brilliant. So now you should all be able to hear, sorry, to see the LinkedIn screen. If you can't, please just say in chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to carry on and assume that you can all hear and see. So this is all about LinkedIn, and specifically why you need to be on LinkedIn for business. And so I'm going to explain that, and I'm also going to share with you a really easy way to get started without feeling overwhelmed, because I know that you have lots to do for your businesses and LinkedIn is just adding another layer to that. But first, some quick housekeeping. So this webinar should take about 45 minutes with questions. Just checking that no one said they can't see me. So it should take about 45 minutes with questions. Please feel free to ask questions without, so I can see that you've all found the chat box, which is great. I'll answer them at the end. So if you have any questions about LinkedIn and about LinkedIn using it for your business, do ask and I'm happy to help. Do grab a notepad and pen if you haven't got any at the moment. I'm going to share some tips with you. And at the end, I will tell you how to get a brilliant freebie that will help you with not just LinkedIn, but all your social media platforms. So what am I going to cover? So I'm going to explain why LinkedIn is such an important tool for small businesses, 8 easy ways you can get started using LinkedIn for business without feeling overwhelmed, how we can help you get up to speed on LinkedIn for business really quickly and easily, and how our LinkedIn freebie can save you hours every month. So first of all, who am I? This is me. I am Hannah Martin. I founded Talented Ladies Club 4 years ago. I am an award-winning copywriter. I am a psychotherapist. I also do training. I do webinars, and like this one, I do workshops in all kinds of things regarding starting a business. And Erin, so I'm hosting this webinar for Erin. Now she runs Making Mompreneurs, and that's an online community that supports mothers running their business. And you saw her very briefly when I made her a panelist. So why should you think about being on LinkedIn for business? And here's a confession. So when we created our LinkedIn course, we thought it would be bought by women looking to resume their careers after a break, and we wrote it accordingly. But we got a shock. When we spoke to the first women who went through the course, we were really surprised to find out they were all using it for business. And more asking us for content showing them how to use a company page on LinkedIn. So we researched using LinkedIn for business and created an entirely new business module. And some of what we learned is going to be in this webinar today. Now, the Huffington Post calls LinkedIn the most powerful marketing tool of the 21st century. And they cite media partnership and clients as the reason for this. And very importantly, and I think this is particularly relevant to certainly to us and to you, LinkedIn helps to level the playing field between big businesses and small ones just like you. And here are 8 reasons why. So first of all, LinkedIn is a really powerful B2B tool. So if you have a business that markets and sells to other businesses, you really do need to be on LinkedIn. You need to go where your audience is on social media when they're thinking about what you do. And this applies to any social media platform. People often ask me, what's the best platform for my business? And my answer is always, go and see where your audience are. Go and find out where your competitors are. Go and find out what other people in your industry who are serving that audience are on social media, and go to these places. And the really savvy ones in B2B are on LinkedIn. Because if your audience are professionals and business buyers, they're on LinkedIn. And that's why 81% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn in new product launches. And this is sort of tied to the same thing. LinkedIn allows you to go straight to the people who count. So in today's market, it's really crowded out there, and it's getting harder to get your message in front of key decision makers. And even if you have a big marketing spend, it's difficult. And we're guessing that you probably don't. No small business does. But 49% of LinkedIn members are key decision makers. So they're the people who are making the decisions, and they are on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, if you use it cleverly, gives you the chance to talk to them directly. It's going straight to them. You can bypass email, you can bypass sending them letters, you can bypass marketing and advertising. With LinkedIn, you can identify and go straight to the people who count, and the people who really can make decisions on what you're selling. So you're not promoting your product to someone who's then got to pass it up a decision-making chain. LinkedIn allows you to contact the people who are actually buying what you're selling. It's also a really fantastic PR tool. So according to a survey, over 94% of journalists and editors are on LinkedIn, and 62% of them say it's their preferred professional networking tool. So by building up your network in the right way and connecting with journalists, getting a profile and company page right, using LinkedIn properly, you can get your message in front of these key people. And there was one example in the article I read that the one man was, over 9 months, he was featured in more than 50 publications, and they were big name publications, and he achieved that just by using LinkedIn in the way that I've just mentioned. You can also build professional partnerships. So this is something that a lot of business, and I know there's a brand called Claudia and Finn, they do really, really well, Claudia and Finn. They have built strategic brand partnerships to help grow their business. So by doing this, you leverage the audience and trust of the brand you partner with. So you connect with another brand and you decide to work together. So you might do a Facebook post on their Facebook feed, for example, or you connect up and you talk to each other's audience via LinkedIn. But by coming together, basically they're endorsing your brand by connecting with you. So their audience knows that they can trust you, but they also put you in front of that audience as well, because you've got a double whammy there. And LinkedIn is a perfect place to find and connect with the right partners. So even if your brand partnership takes place outside LinkedIn, LinkedIn is where you can find these brands and where you can connect with them. So again, in this magazine article I read, one entrepreneur set up partnerships with over 30 leading brands and was featured in 10 plus, I should say, media stories through LinkedIn, just by setting up brand partnerships. So that's a really powerful way that you can use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best network to generate professional leads. So bearing in mind that these are your key decision makers that are on there. Remember that people are on LinkedIn to do business. They're in a business frame of mind, and they're therefore more open to business on there. If you find the buyer for a local business that you want to sell to on Facebook, they're on Facebook to connect with their friends. They're not really going to welcome a Facebook message they're going to read on a Sunday night in bed from you asking to do business. Likewise, they may have Instagram, but it could be their personal Instagram feed. However, if you contact them through LinkedIn, that's not unexpected. They're not on LinkedIn to talk to their granny. They are on LinkedIn to do business. So they are open and aware that people are going to contact them on LinkedIn for business. It's also the best social tool for identifying leads. And there's some really simple ways that you can use the data on LinkedIn to really niche down your leads and find the right people. It's a fantastic platform for business networking and indirect marketing. And again, these are the kind of things that you can use with your company page. And you can also use LinkedIn data to identify warm connections and use it before they cool off. And this is really, really important. If you're growing your network out, you don't want to try and go down like the cool connection route. You want to find warm connections because they're much more likely to lead to results. So you can use groups to establish your expertise. Saying I'm an expert is much less powerful than actually proving it to your audience. And LinkedIn groups give you the chance to find your audience and demonstrate your expertise. And you can also use them to find out more about your target audience and what they need from businesses like yours. They have a fantastic marketing research tool, and also really, really good if you're looking for language to use in your marketing. LinkedIn groups can give you that. So there's something I definitely would not overlook. Already mentioned, you can use company pages. So they're a great way to promote your business. And they're also a really clever marketing and sales tool if used properly. So treat them as an evolving message and not a static page. So the last thing that you should do with your company page is just to set it up and leave it alone, because you might as well do much more than nothing. If you really want to use LinkedIn as a sales and marketing tool, you need to be using your company page. And if you haven't got one, get one. 57% of companies have one, and if you don't, you could be missing out. And finally, for this section, you can showcase what you do with something called showcase pages. Now, these are very similar to company pages, but they allow you to be very specific. So if you've got a particular product or service or offer, or even a segment of your audience you want to talk to, you can create a showcase page just for that. And use your own URL, every page has its own URL, and you can be very carefully targeted and use that. So if you want to be really niche and specific in your marketing, I definitely recommend looking at some showcase pages. So hopefully I've convinced you that it's worth looking at LinkedIn for business if you're not already on there. But how can you reap the benefits without feeling overwhelmed? So there's so much you've got to do. And where do you start on using LinkedIn for business? So I always say, like anything, keep it really, really simple. So here are 8 simple things we recommend you do to use LinkedIn for business. And you can build on these as your experience and confidence grows, but these are great, great starting points. So number 1, have a plan. And this really applies to everything you do in business. LinkedIn will not work for you if you just stumble into it without knowing what you want out of it and how you can measure it. You need to understand why you're on LinkedIn, what you want it to give you, and how you can measure that success. Identify how you're going to achieve your goals on it. So whether they are X number of sales, X number of connections, X number of media placements for something, number of brand partnerships, number of followers your company page has. It doesn't really matter what the metric is. You need to identify it and track it back to a business goal. So it's not just a LinkedIn goal. Your LinkedIn goal has to connect to your business goal. There's something that we call vanity marketing, and it's especially on social media, where you think, oh wow, I've got like 500,000 Twitter followers, that's fantastic. But if none of those followers ever equate to a sale, it's just vanity. It looks good, 500,000 Twitter followers, but it means nothing. Better to have 5 Twitter followers and get 1 sale out of those followers. So it's really important that no matter what you do on LinkedIn, the goal that you set yourself on there tracks back to your business goal. So what I would recommend is writing a really, really simple strategy. So what you want to achieve, how you're going to measure it, set tasks and stick to it, and measure and revise if you need to as you go. I always say the little and often approach is much better than all and nothing. So, and I've seen this quite a lot, and we've been guilty of it in the past as well. You know, you create something, you create a strategy, you leap in enthusiastically, maybe you go on Twitter and you're all over it for the first 2 weeks. Fantastic, you build up 300 followers in 2 weeks, brilliant, and then you stop. And then nothing happens and you don't get any more followers. It's much better to spend 10 minutes a day for 6 months and consistently grow something than it is to have that all or nothing burst. Definitely recommend, if you're on LinkedIn for business, setting up a company page. So if you don't already have one, set one up. You can keep it really simple and just fill in the main bits, which is logo, header, and company description, and then post updates from your company page. And this is really important. Once you set up your company page, use it. Do post updates from it. Like I said, it's that little and nothing versus a little and often versus all and nothing. Okay. Get it up, but then work out a content strategy and then post updates on it. Also, if you have an offer, a new or best-selling product, or a specific group you want to talk to, you might want to look at creating a showcase page as well. Like I said, this could be really, really niche, and it's a fantastic marketing tool. It works in a really similar way to the company page. So once you set up your company page, you can just set up this one and you'll kind of already be familiar with it. But like I said, this is not a must. This is something you can do if you have time to manage it and you can genuinely see a business benefit. But I just wanted to flag this up, that it is something that you can put on your to-do list if you think that it meets some marketing need that you have. It's definitely something to consider, and it is really quite easy. So get your profile right. This may seem odd if we're talking about company pages and running a business using LinkedIn. But don't overlook your profile, because you are the face of your business. And at some point, someone is going to either come via your profile to your business or from your business to your profile to check you out. And if your profile doesn't look good, they could just click away. And particularly if you want to go for brand partnerships and you want to attract journalists on there, remember 94% of journalist editors are on LinkedIn. If they look at your LinkedIn profile and it's not properly filled out, it doesn't have the information they're looking for, then they're probably not going to pursue your relationship beyond that. So make sure that it's right. Take the time to understand best practice and complete your profile properly, and that means all sections. And remember to connect your profile to your company page. And if you have employees, ask them to do so too. Just helps people to kind of move between the two and find them. Post regularly. So I've been talking about the little and often rather than all then nothing. Like any social media platform, you need to have a content strategy. It doesn't have to be complex. The stats show you need to post 20 times a month on LinkedIn to reach 60% of your audience. That gives you some kind of number to go for. You might look at that and think, oh, that's one post a day in the working week, like Monday to Friday. That's probably achievable for most. With a good content strategy, it is. Like I said, don't start out with a burst and give up. And this applies to your profile and pages. So you can post updates from your profile and you can post them from your company page and you can post them from your showcase page. But do post regularly. And like I said, you do need a content strategy. And in fact, the freebie that I'm going to talk about later teaches you a way to make this really easy, because some people get quite confused at what this is and how to do one. And actually, once you've got a system in place, it's really simple. So work out a sales strategy. Okay, so we talked about don't just stumble into LinkedIn and use it randomly. You won't get consistent results. Instead, plan your sales strategy, and again, little and often. It really does, it's so important, clearly why I mentioned it so much. So your sales strategy, work out who you want to reach on LinkedIn, where they are, and what message will connect with them. So it's not just about what you want to say to them, but think about what need they have. What are they looking for in a relationship with someone on LinkedIn? How can you help them? Even if you are looking for some benefit for you, what's in it for them? You need to really think about this before you reach out to someone, because just getting in touch with someone cold that you've never met before and saying, hey, I want to do this, can you help me, is unlikely to get a response. But if you've thought out where you want to connect with someone and you get a really personal message and you identify what the benefit is to them, you're more likely to get the result you want from that. And there are plenty of clever ways to use LinkedIn data and find people. Honestly, LinkedIn is like a great tool for detectives. When you know what data to look for and where it is, it's really easy. Use your LinkedIn network. So you've probably all got a LinkedIn network already, and then via that network, you've got a wider network of people that are really, really useful to you. So think about who your current connections know that may be useful to you. I mentioned earlier, there are clever ways you can make the most of warm connections rather than cold ones. So make sure that you are alert to that. And don't be shy to ask for endorsements and recommendations. And this is something that's really, really important because they're like the testimonials of LinkedIn. And people do look at them and they do count. So if you don't have endorsements and recommendations and you want to use LinkedIn for business purposes, make sure you get some. They can really, really help. And finally, don't forget to use LinkedIn groups. This is a fantastic indirect marketing opportunity. So you can showcase your skills in an unsalesy way to the right audience, and that's much more powerful than overt marketing. So identify the groups that your target audience are active in, that's really important, active in, and start posting, and establish yourself as a helpful expert in there. This really is one of those times when it's the 80-20 ratio, where 80% of what you do has to just be helping people, has to be showcasing your expertise, and then the 20% can be talking about something that you do that might help somebody. Because if you go into LinkedIn groups and you are just talking about what you do and really, really obviously trying to get people to come to your company page or to buy what you're offering, you will have no credibility. It's really important to showcase your skills and help people solve problems. It's a much quicker way to getting sales and building reputation than it is trying to get those sales really fast by asking for them. So we can help too. I mentioned at the beginning that we have a LinkedIn course. If you do want some help to make this all much quicker and easier than finding it out by yourself, we can take away all the overwhelm by showing you exactly what to do in step-by-step videos and classes like this one. So Love LinkedIn for Business covers how to do everything we've talked about in this class and much, much more. We even teach you 5 sales strategies that work on LinkedIn, and it's designed for complete beginners. It really is such an easy-to-use course. We show you even what to click on. It's really that simple, but it's also incredibly complex in that we will teach you how to use LinkedIn with confidence, how to get a profile that meets LinkedIn standards for an all-star profile, and shows you how to use LinkedIn for business and how to get those sales and how to talk to people. And it is a mixture of video classes, webinars, a bit like this one, where we go through slides, and exercises. So very quickly, here's what we cover in it. Video tutorials showing you how to complete every section of your profile. Guidance on how to write that tricky summary. That is one of the parts that people most struggle with, and we take you through that step by step and show you exactly what to write in your summary. 6 questions to help you write your LinkedIn sales strategy. We talked about how important that is. We show you how to write it. As I mentioned, 5 sales strategies that work on LinkedIn, and step-by-step help to create and use company and showcase pages. So quite a few people have been through it already and they've had fantastic results. Here's what one lady said. The course was her light bulb moment. I can really relate to this. It's how I used to feel about it. I've been avoiding LinkedIn. I didn't want to look inept online. Who does? Love LinkedIn gave me the confidence in myself and abilities by guiding me through each step of the profile step by step, explaining aspects in a clear and concise manner. And I'm really excited about how LinkedIn and how it could be a fantastic tool for me. And like I said, we've had so much great feedback, and the level of confidence has gone, I think, in our survey from an average of 36 to 96% confidence in LinkedIn. And 100% of the people who answer our survey said they'd recommend a course to friends, which I hope is a good benchmark. Plus, so if you join Love LinkedIn by midnight on Wednesday, you'll get the special bonus that I mentioned. So we talked about a content strategy. If you're not sure what that content strategy should be or how to start one, over the past 4 years, we've honed our strategy into 6 really easy steps. It now takes us as little as 2 hours to source and schedule a month's worth of content. And bearing in mind, we schedule 31 or 30, however many days in a month, we schedule daily content across our platforms. And it takes us just 2 hours every month to source those and schedule them using a really simple strategy. It makes it really quick and easy to tick off share content on LinkedIn. And we're giving it to you for free if you join Love LinkedIn for Business by Wednesday at midnight. So if you'd love easy help to use LinkedIn and grow your business, brand and sales, and you'd like to get your hands on our quick and easy content strategy, sharing strategy, join now. You can see the full course curriculum and sign up here. So I'm going to try and put this in chat in just a sec when I stop sharing the screen if you want to have a look at it. But the URL is bit.ly, love LinkedIn FB. That's love LinkedIn FB. And I'll also send you a link in an email of this webinar. I'll send a recording of this webinar so you can watch it again with the link. So thank you very much for listening. I'm just going to see now if you have any questions. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay, there we go. So I can see we've got some chat. Brilliant. So if you, let's move that to the side. If you have any questions, that was great, Hannah. I didn't know about LinkedIn pages, showcase pages. Yes, no, they were, until we started researching for the course, we didn't either. And they're fantastic. They're really good. I did have someone emailed a question, and this is quite a really, really good question, and I think it might help quite a few of you. So she says her company is a web-based directory, although she is looking to turn it into a free local magazine once it's well established. So her target audience are local families, because she shares local family activities, but the people who pay her are local businesses who advertise in it, and she wonders how LinkedIn can help her business. So I would say to that, LinkedIn is a really, really good way. Like I said, the data on LinkedIn is fantastic. So unlike any other social media platform, you can use data to find things like company titles, level of seniority, sector of business. You can find it's geolocated, so you can look for people in your local area. And you can use this using the LinkedIn search tool. So how I would use LinkedIn, I would absolutely, in your case, make sure you have a company page and make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date. And I would use LinkedIn to go out and approach businesses on LinkedIn who fit the profile of the business that you want to advertise in your directory or magazine, and contact them through there, and make it really, really clear what the benefit to them advertising is. So LinkedIn is helpful to you not to reach your consumers, like the people, your end user, which are the families necessarily. More for you, it's how to sell your business and be seen as a business as well. People are more likely to take you seriously if you have this great presence on LinkedIn, because you're talking to them in a business to business manner rather than trying to talk to them as something that's a bit more consumer based. I would also say that, again, local journalists, if 90% of journalists are on LinkedIn, having a profile on there can also help you to contact them directly through there if you've got a story. And I'd imagine for you, trying to get coverage in local press can help you both to raise a profile with parents and to connect with journalists. So definitely I would use that to connect with journalists and to find local businesses and start to build a strategy for connecting with them and approaching them to advertise with you. So Alison says, how can you keep up to date with posts within the LinkedIn groups that you join? LinkedIn, I understand from my use of them that it puts the kind of most busy ones at the top. So they're the ones that you want to join. I would recommend choosing groups that are really active. So you want to choose groups that are big enough that there are enough members in there, not too big that you're going to get drowned out, and look at the posts at the top and join them, because they're the ones that people are commenting on right now. They're going to be the most latest, most popular ones, and joining that. Alison, if that doesn't answer your question effectively, please do ask again and clarify anything on that. Lisa says, really helpful, Hannah, thank you. And really please, thank you, Lisa. I've been meaning to get my LinkedIn page sorted for a while now, but just not feeling confident about doing it effectively. That's something that came up a lot, actually. And when the first women that went through it, and I asked them for feedback, I think every single one of them had the word confident in their feedback, as in they didn't feel confident before. And that's one of the things that we really try to address with this course, because not only are we showing you step by step how to do everything, but you can be confident that you've ticked everything off and you've done it to best practice. So everything that we show you how to do is done to LinkedIn best practice, so that it absolutely gives you confidence that you've done it effectively. and makes it really quick and easy to do too. The course is designed to be done in the time that you have. Have you got any more questions? If not, I'm going to just give you a couple more minutes. You can ask, if you've got questions about the course as well, you're very welcome to ask. Or I was going to try and... There you go. So if anyone is watching this live, I have just put the link in chat to the course. So if you click through on there, it does actually tell you much more about the course, and you can see the full curriculum. So if you want to see what's in it, you can click through on that link and it shows you all the classes in there, so you can see how thorough it is, and just make sure it's got the things that you want to learn about in there. Okay, can't see the link. To all panelists, sorry. All panelists and attendees. So this is the first time, hopefully you can all see it now. I've just switched from GoToWebinar to Zoom, which is fantastic. I love Zoom, but this is teething problem because I've never used it before. Yes, there it is. Glad you got it. Thank you. Tara says, what was the article that gave you the stats, please, Hannah? Tara, I can't put it in here only because I would have to come off here and go into my email. Tara, my email address is hannah@talentedladiesclub.com. That's hannah@talentedladiesclub.com. If you send me an email, I will happily send you a link to the article. And anyone else who wants to see that, just email me. I would put it on the thing here. I haven't prepared it as a link, so I can't. But yeah, happy to send that to you with the stats, all the stats that they use in this webinar. Oh, Melissa says, I asked you a question, not sure you saw it. Sorry, I didn't. Can you post the exact same content from your blog onto LinkedIn as a post, or do you need to change it? You can use a LinkedIn Pulse post, and you can put that on. It can be the same as your blog on a LinkedIn Pulse post. So yes, you can, as far as I know. I haven't seen otherwise. If I'm going to send a link out to this webinar to you all afterwards, I'm going to have a look at that just to double check, because I'm 90% certain I'm right, but I always like to be 100%. So if there's any danger I'm wrong, I want to check, I will check that for you. If that is the case, I'm going to write this down, pulse posts. If that's not the case, I will let you know in the email that I send out. If I don't mention it, absolutely fine. But as far as I know, yes, you can put your blog into Pulse posts. The only caution, the reason why I haven't done that myself is obviously with Google SEO, you want to make sure that the content on your website is unique. And I don't, our site is a content-based site, and I'm not confident that by putting our articles onto LinkedIn wouldn't cannibalize our own SEO. And our own SEO is so important that even if someone reassured me, I wouldn't do it, just because you never know when they change the thing. But thanks, I'm glad that answered your question. Hannah, can you write your email here? Yes, I will do. hannah@talentedladiesclub.com. And if I haven't answered a question that you wanted to ask, maybe you're too shy or you think about it in just a second when I click off, you're very welcome to email me and I will answer your question. Do showcase pages still matter? I've taken mine down because, so Sarah asks, because I've read they weren't useful anymore. Do you know what, Sarah? I've read really conflicting information about this. When I was researching them to talk about them on the page, I read some people saying that they don't matter, and then I read other people saying that they do. And there really doesn't seem to be a consensus of opinion. Some people swear by them still, and some people say they don't matter anymore. So I don't know the answer to that, because nobody seems to agree. There's no one authority that says, I decree that. So I don't know the answer. Enough people have said that they do matter for me to think it's worth doing. I think it all depends on how you use them, and this seems to be something that comes up. The people that will benefit from them will actually using them properly. They do have their own bespoke URL. You do need to treat them as a sort of an individual sort of entity, you do need to send updates from that showcase page. You can't just set one up and leave it and hope people will find it. You do need to be active with it. And this may be where that some people can think they don't work. And some people might think it's a bit too much work. If you are active on your profile and active on your company page, they might just think, well, do you know what? I can't be bothered to be active on a showcase page. But I think what I've read is the people that have put work into them and have used them correctly have got value from them. I hope that answers your question. Melissa, LinkedIn Premium, necessary or worthwhile? Not sure what you're getting the paid version. Brilliant question. This has come up before, so I'm well prepped for it. So from what I understand, if you are using LinkedIn to its absolute maximum on the free version, so if you are getting full value, you are using every single thing that you can do, and you're frustrated because you want to do more. You want to send, for example, in-mails to people who aren't your contacts, which is something you can do on a premium version, then it's worthwhile doing. If you're just kind of like dipping in and out of LinkedIn and you're using about 20% of what you can really do on it, it's not worth it. So yes, LinkedIn Premium has brilliant value, and I would very much recommend it if you are using LinkedIn properly as a marketing and sales tool. And I would say you need to be doing all the things you mentioned in this. So you need to be using company pages. You need to have a sales strategy on there. You need to be using it actively all the time. It's got to be a key marketing tool. Then I would absolutely invest in LinkedIn Premium. If you are starting out on LinkedIn, if you are using it in just a kind of like a more, I'm just kind of trying it out, I'm doing a bit here and a bit there, and you're happy with the functionality you're getting on the free version, I wouldn't upgrade, or at least not yet, not until you are doing more. I hope that answers. There is actually LinkedIn Q&A on our site. I think I answered about that as well. I might put a link to that in the email about this, just in case anyone wants to see that. Tara asks, I forgot to ask, were the things you talked about able to be done using a free account? Yep, Hassie Premium. Everything I've mentioned, Tara, is on the free account, yes. You know, it's like I said, things that you can't necessarily do on a free account is to send, you can get, I think you can send in-mails to people you're not connected with. You could do a bit more cold contacting with a premium account, and I think it helps with a little bit more in search. But like I said, for everything I've said in this webinar is designed for people who are beginners on LinkedIn for Business. It's not designed for someone who's a real pro on it. You don't need LinkedIn Premium. I think you hit the nail on the head, Sarah says. Thank you very much. Just answered my question, Tara. Brilliant. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that helps. Any more last minute questions? Just to give you 2 minutes. If not, like I said, I've put my email in here. Please do feel free to ask me. Happy to answer any questions, happy to answer them about LinkedIn, about our course, if you want to know what's in that. If you do click the, I'll just put it again here now for anyone. Oops. If you have any queries about what is actually in the course that we do, that link I sent there will tell you hopefully everything. If you look at that and have any question, let me know. Thank you very much to Erin for hosting this. I don't know whether you want me to add as a panelist quickly to say hello to anybody or goodbye. But if not, and there are no more questions, I am just going to end this now. Okay, I have to see where the end meeting is. This is the first webinar I've done on Zoom. I just suddenly, in the back of my head, realised I didn't know how to stop this. But I do, I can see. Erin says, okay, just going to attendees. So I'm just going to very quickly put Erin on just to say hello. If that's worked before I end it. Hi, Erin. I think I need to unmute you. Hold on. There you go. You're unmuted.
Hello. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you. You can't hear me?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. I'll just give you a thumbs up.
Goodbye for Erin. Goodbye for me. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I hope that's been helpful. Do email me questions. Do check out the course if you want to learn more about LinkedIn, and particularly with confidence. I can see and hear her. So, oh, they can hear you. It's just me. So,
oh, great. Well, thank you, Hannah. That was really, really useful. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. And I've just realised I had my own speaker on mute, my own mic on mute. So that was oh, the wonders of technology. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to let you all go now. I hope you will have a lovely day, and I will send the recording out to everyone very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.